All right, everyone. Welcome to this month's GP's Decklist stream. Uh, so this is the month of September. The GP is called Grand Prix Hyderabad.
Hyderabad?
Hyderabad. Is that a real place?
Yeah, it's in India apparently.
Okay. Well, good to know. So with us we have Engineer who just conceded a league match just to be with us.
Well, not just because of that, but yeah.
And Toasty, who is Toasty is watching over us right now. Are you gonna say something, Toasty? Okay, no, you're not. Okay, sure. Anyways, so
Sorry, my microphone wasn't working for a second. I'm
okay,
here.
okay, good. So, going into the GP, there was definitely a deck that was on everyone's radar.
Damn.
Yeah, and I think I was actually part of contributing to making the deck a thing, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah. I mean, if you just look at the name of my most recent deck list results, you can tell my opinion on the deck.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. Also, new set just came out, so everyone's a buzz about the new cards, and one of the new cards definitely enables a deck that seems very powerful. But I guess we'll just
we'll see how good it actually is, but it's been doing good things so far.
Yeah, and then Green Elemental Circle is obviously insane if you just scam a file progenitor turn 2.
Yeah. Also, like generally, it's a really good engine.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
playing it haven't had a good enough fair plan, but now hopefully they do.
So, anyways, let's actually just start with the decks. So, first up is
Neon Blue.
Neon Blue.
Neon Blue playing
like just mono black.
It's villainy, but also with the new rack from TMI.
Curse of Impending Doom.
Yeah.
Ominous. And it's just
That's
a rack.
actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
It's I was actually thinking about it's I believe the same thing as the there's actually a card that's like exactly like this, except it's not a curse of cannon. I forget its name. No, it's
like
Grotesque Demise.
I think it's from
it's Grotesque Demise from Ravnica Legions or Guild of Ravnica.
All right.
Yeah. I remember it was from a Ravnica set.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was for a Mirrodin set.
No, it is not. It is from a Ravnica set because it has gargoyles, or rather grotesques, coming out and breathing green smoke in people's faces.
Ah, okay, yeah.
I used to play that card a lot. It was never good.
So
but I was having an idea for a combo deck where
I remember it now. I'm thinking of it's Shrieking Affliction. That's the card I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Shrieking
Affliction. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand, they lose 3 life. It's also playing modern in the 8 rack.
So, do you think this deck's better than
the gargoyles or whatever?
Do you think this deck's better than normal villainy? Like, what does it have over
just normal villainy with a new card, right? Pretty much.
Sort of. Actually, they're running some pretty spicy tech here. They're running Psychic Assault.
Psychic Assault. I feel like this isn't meaningfully better than normal villainy.
I'm seeing. I'm not sure. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, it might surprise me, but I feel like it's not better than normal villainy. It's pretty cool. I was thinking about using Curse of Impending Doom with. I was thinking about using Curse of Impending Doom with, Down with the Ship and stuff in an overactive Imagination Shell.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Ideally, you make a couple like curses and stuff. It sounds fun. Yeah, no more Hunter's Mark, sadly.
Mark is probably worse.
Okay, so actually, you guys are all here in the spreadsheet. So Neon Blue, you guys can actually fill in the spreadsheet while I talk, I guess. They're on Mono Black Villainy. It's Mono Black Villainy with some spicy cards. I think I'll give it 3 chili peppers because there's new cards and Villainy is.
I mean, I haven't really seen Villainy too much since Miserable Discovery and Dark Bargain nerfs. So I guess that's why it's probably a 3 and not a 2. Also with that.
Yeah. Are we doing number rankings, or is none of us qualified to do that?
I mean, I'm not good at that. It's always arbitrary.
Hey, Engineer, you seem to have a pretty good handle on the meta. What did you rate this deck out of 10?
I'm just bad at rating things out of 10. It's the main thing.
Yes, we'll just move on to the next deck.
I'm giving it 3 skulls because that is the mana cost of villainy.
Yeah, so moving on, we have Scribble, who's on I think it's anti-scam.
4-color heart attack. Yeah.
It's
4-color heart attack.
Control, yeah.
4-color heart
attack. Scribble and Hersey were talking about this in deck building.
I remember seeing that.
If you were watching that.
Yeah. It's like Heart Attack, except it's also playing Heavenly Radiance and stuff like that. Heavenly Radiance is a very good card. It's
It's a board wipe.
beat me up before.
And it's like specifically to take against scam.
I mean,
with
it's just like
Celestial Banishment.
yeah.
Didn't we like agree that Celestial Banishment doesn't actually stop scam?
I
Yeah,
mean,
but-
it does some things. It also kind of funnily is a way to deal with Operative Sporty.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, wow. True,
Good point.
actually.
That's why I'm not playing Operative Sporty, because I realized everyone was for some reason playing 4x Celestial Banishment.
Oh, anyways, I'm gonna rate this deck one Chili Pepper because I do not want to watch it. But I mean that's true for most control
I don't
decks.
really like control decks. I'm biased as someone who really likes combo decks, though. So, like, I haven't really. Last month I think it was, or earlier this month in League, I was just playing a ton of janky combo decks and like getting absolutely destroyed by control for a lot of the time.
Happens. That's why you have to play Shifang Hu in all of your decks in League,
including the non-white ones.
Yes. I'm giving this 2 hearts for Heart Attack just because, I mean, like, it seems like a cool deck. It's just we already have had a lot of Heart Attack the last few months, and it's not especially new.
Yeah.
Last month,
So yeah.
Final was a Heart Attack mirror, so yeah, we've had a lot of Heart Attack.
Well, at least
this next.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on.
Yeah. We got a pretty awesome deck, I think. It's a Sinful Tempter deck using Reckless Mutationist.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of this.
I love this deck, but like, I don't like the version that just is playing the scam pieces anyway. Like, I like this version that's just hasting it out. But then there's the version that just plays the like Bog Rebirth style cards, or Flicker effects to just scam out the bleeding cards.
It's basically just Ball Lightning.
Yeah, it's Ball Lightning.
Well, except it's Ball Lightning that either discards cards, removes stuff, and deals you an extra 6 damage. But you do have to work for it, which is good.
Well, it's a Ball Lightning that you can hard cast on 5. I think that's actually this is actually a big favorite for the deck, or big point in favor of the deck. In that, if the game goes long, you can't just start hard casting these guys, and they will stick on board.
Also, Emissary and Tutor,
and you can haste them. Also, you have Halford as another big guy that really benefits from getting haste. I'm a big fan of Reckless Mutationist. It's just a cool card. Does some nice things.
Yeah, one thing I did with Halford once is I had an Unceasing Flames in hand, and it was 1 damage off lethal, and I had a script in hand, but I couldn't play it and cast Unceasing Flames. And then my opponent played a Halford, so I discarded the script and won off it, which was kind of funny.
Oh my gosh. That's brutal.
You know, Halford actually reminds me...
It's also a Protean Emissary deck. Not playing Polyp Pools, interestingly.
Well,
Polyp Pools doesn't matter.
Sinful Tempter is a demon, same with Unfathomable Terror.
I mean, like, that's the big thing. I was just noticing it's interesting. It's not playing the pools.
Like, using Profane Emissary to curve into these guys is really nice.
It's really heavy colored, so I don't think you can really afford to run pools. Like, even if you figure it up, it's just like missing a land drop.
And also, I really like the Chagall, because that means you can constantly recast these fleeing guys, which...
Yeah, it seems really good. Chagall is pretty, like, an absurd card on rate.
Yeah.
Chagall's also something cool you can do is, since Mutationist sacks itself, you can also get back your Mutationist and keep sacking them if you don't have anything else in your graveyard.
Oh yeah, it's super cool. I'm a big fan in TMI Limited of Mutationist sacking itself. So you have Edgar Stokes out and makes 2 Mutationists that have haste and you can do more stuff with. It's so fun.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, Chagall, I feel like a lot of decks, like, some decks run it, but I feel more should be running it just because it's very good.
It's busted, but it's just that nobody...
It's just a 2-mana, like, draw 3.
Nobody really wants to build with it because it's kind of not as enticing.
I might build some kind of graveyard deck with it. That's like, you have to either be sacking stuff or like discarding or milling them to do stuff with Chagall. You can't really just play in an average deck.
I mean, like, I guess.
Yeah, people like tried to put
2 mana raise dead draw card.
I mean, people tried putting Chagall in normal mid-range decks, and I think that's like not the right deck for it.
I think I saw it in an Affinity sideboard somewhere.
I'm pretty sure that was one of the other.
Or am I thinking of a different deck?
I'm pretty sure you're thinking of a different deck.
Observer deck.
Really?
I might be misremembering, but I saw it. You can cast it off Bastion and stuff.
I guess.
Like, you have Underhanded Deal in Affinity too.
Yeah.
It's a pre-Observer nerf though. Because
Why am I filling out the spreadsheet right now? Anyways, so 5 chili peppers. This deck's really cool. I really want to see it in action.
Yeah, this deck is cool. So let's go for the fire emoji.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Well, I guess fire kind of fits because you're technically burning your opponent out with this thing.
True.
Yeah.
And there's some burn spells too,
I guess
like
maybe a demon
Scorch,
emoji could be
Rogger's
good.
Frenzy.
Yeah, Rogar's Frenzy. And anything cool on the sideboard. Hungering Cult is kind of funny, I guess. Like, there's probably some funny interaction with Hungering Cult in this, right? In this deck somewhere.
It's also for the scam matchup.
How?
It blocks the 3/2s and gains life for 2 mana.
Sure, I guess that counts.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Engineer, you're up. Explain this deck.
This is my deck. Okay, this is probably my favorite deck that I've built in MSEM, maybe other than Dredgeless Dredge, but so this deck, it has a lot of things in it. So the plan is, if you look at the creatures, Myoga Firebird is a slightly worse Phoenix because it A, attacks each combat if able, and B, doesn't trigger at combat. It triggers on just your third instant or sorcery spell cast. Which means that if you want to like keep drawing discarding, you can't like discard a Myoga Firebird as your third spell and it won't come back, but that's pretty minor. So for creatures, you run Mina, which is a mana dork that also can incidentally become Soul Ring with Creative Savage sometimes. You run Plaxalot Piari, which is just insane. If it survives a turn, you can either just straight up kill them with Unceasing Flames, mill a ridiculous number of cards with Against the Waves, or like draw a ton with Gift of the Phoenix, or again Creative Salvage, which also can happen on their turn since Plaxi is once each turn, so you can draw 8 cards with this in one turn cycle, which can be absolutely insane for a free card. Zera is the backup plan. Often you'll just end up looting or discarding this away, but there are some times where you want to end up casting it because it's just 2 mana and does a ton of stuff. For the spells, you have Creative Salvage and Gift of the Phoenix as effectively 1 mana Thrill of Possibilities, but slightly worse. You run Spirit's Script to become a copy of your Against the Waves and Unceasing Flames, with them being the main secondary win cons of the deck, other than Myoga Firebird, and Against the Waves probably being my favorite MSEM card. You have Unquenched Greed, Wheat from Chaff as just Faithless Lootings. Then you have Oracle's Vision as a self-mill cantrip, worse than Against the Waves, but still pretty good. And then Relive Reality is super cool because you can just mill it and then flash it back at Unceasing Flames to kill them, Against the Waves to mill more cards, that kind of stuff. Mana base, using just a bunch of dual lands, but it does have the new path from EOW notably. Sideboard, I actually was going to change this, but right now it's 4 Spell Pierce, 4 Fire Erasure, 3 Soul Pierce. These are mostly just interaction if I want to pivot to a more tempo style deck, and then Sealed Riftway and Readout for graveyards.
Yeah.
Cool. I think this deck is quite good.
Yeah, I got Decklist with it 2 weeks ago, and then Nix and I both got Decklist with it today. It's really fun, and also just can deal like 9-10 damage turn 3.
Is this a different build from the Neural Dreams list that I saw from you previously?
The Neural Dreams list is kind of like, let me find it in my Dread Rise.
Like, can this deck mill you out with Against the Waves, or is that like not really something you can do?
So what that is kind of this deck, I have milled people out with Against the Waves with it, but what usually ends up happening is I'm playing against like, I don't know, Esper Control or something. They seal the 2 my Phoenix, and then I just mill Against the Waves and stuff, and then eventually get it so like it mills half their deck each. And I actually only misplayed 1 game with it where I could have Unceasing Flames to stop lethal, but I didn't see it, and I died when I had an extra Against the Waves in hand, so I could have won the next turn. But Against the Waves is insane in this deck because you just get like, if you keep casting Against the Waves, you can get like 15 plus in your graveyard, like turn 3 or 4, if you just keep casting them and get lucky.
Yeah, and it also means that you don't lose to a single Forbidden Treasure or Seal the Tomb, right? Because you have like 3 win cons in this deck.
Yeah, Against the Waves, Unceasing Flames, and Mina, and I guess also Zerat. That's like, if you loot them or mill them both, you lose the Zerat.
Yeah. I
also meant to put 2 more Zerats in the sideboard, but just forgot to change it before round got pushed.
Yeah, I think like forgetting to make last minute changes is something that a lot of people struggle with for some reason in this format, including me. So anyways, 5 chili peppers. This deck's really cool.
Yeah, I'm giving it
I have
4
to give it 5
chickens.
chili peppers. It's my deck.
Yeah, and moving on, Nyx.
Nyx.
Actually, is Nyx online
This
right
is
now?
activated abilities control.
Yeah.
I think.
Also known as WAC.
Which Nyx says is an abbreviation of White Blue Activated Crowd Control or something. I don't remember exactly.
I guess the crowd controls with kernel quarantine and stuff. I'm a big fan of kernel quarantine.
Kernel quarantine. So it's a Wrath of God that has flash if you control enchantment.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi Nyx.
It dies to removal and stuff, but it's also
Okay, Nyx, talk to us about your deck.
very good.
I was gonna set it at Phoenix's, but I forgot to upload it in time.
Ah, I see.
Oh, but
Well,
actually,
now you're facing me, who's on Phoenix.
yeah, I should have loaded up Phoenix fast enough.
Well, the bright side is
Simply
that
kernel quarantine them.
Yes, I can kernel quarantine you, and I can Miss Margaret Barton you on 2 and make you cry.
Yeah, you did that to me in League once, and I just died.
And I can Sigil of Radiance. And if Barton ever flips, the game is over because you do not have removal for a 4 health unit.
Nyx, what's Skull Clean doing in the sideboard?
Someone told me it was a cool card and they added it.
Does it do anything?
That was me.
Oh, it's also really good in the control mirror where if we're both sitting on a bunch of lands, I drop Skull Clink, they can't deal with it.
Is
yeah,
that?
I mean, if you have 10 lands, it's like a 10 power attacker, theoretically.
Yeah,
it's like an
basically-
Aetherling.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
we're both just like holding up a billion counter spells, this thing breaks that.
It was originally I recommended it in deck building. It was originally Amethyst who found it when we were talking about backup plans for Jara Champion Tempo and stuff like that with Surat, and we were talking about things to do in control mirrors, and we stumbled upon this. They didn't end up using it, I think, but it's been on my mind. It's a really cool.
Yeah, and I don't think there are that many control decks. I mean, like full control, counter spell control. So I don't think I'm ever going to use it.
Like, how is it that Amethyst finds all of the tech for this format just randomly and then leaves like after a month?
After a month,
Amethyst is busy, but yeah,
they're like leaving after every day.
Yeah.
Coming back.
No, I think they're still on the server now. I'm not sure what's going on, but they were still active on the 3-card blind server, which for those who don't know is if you play Perfect Hand, it's that but for Cannon Magic, and you don't have to play lands from outside the game rule.
I stumbled upon a video for it the other day. It was like a week ago, and I saw it was talking about previous Amethyst, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I sent it to them.
Amethyst is actually technically the champion, but they didn't submit a deck to fill their role on the server's Shadow Champion now. I haven't been active on the server in months, and I haven't submitted a deck for this month, which I probably should have. It takes like 20 seconds, but...
Okay, well, we're getting a bit off topic right now. So next, actually talk about what the deck does.
Oh, I mean, y'all know, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, you put down Midnight Jury and Spiritual Guidance, and you activate a bunch of abilities while stalling out the game as best as you can, because your enchantments get value over time, and your opponent has to deal with it somehow, or else they're going to get overwhelmed by your mass amounts of 1-for-1 removal. And yeah.
So what about the Kaelin? Because I don't think we've seen Kaelin before in these sorts of decks.
Oh, Kaelin was... I have a Kaelin?
What does it actually return?
I don't have a Kaelin in my deck.
Terraformer's Globe, right?
Literally just
Terraformer's Globe.
You have 2 Kaelins in your deck.
It does
No, it's not just. It's also Hemley. You have 4 Hemleys.
No, it doesn't. Read the card. It got nerfed.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh yeah, it got nerfed.
I mean,
Well, it gets back to enchantments and kernel quarantine too, so you can rewipe.
Kaelin genuinely is there as a flash unit that is beef, because if I turn 2 Hemley, turn 3 Kaelin on my opponent's turn, I can just Hemley them every turn while swinging with a 5/5. And that might be enough to win.
Read what Kaelin does. It does not return Hemley.
Kaelin doesn't get Hemley, does it? God dang it.
Yeah, it changed.
Did you not keep up with the nerfs? That was a pretty big nerf to Kaelin.
When I did that to people.
Wait, when did Kaelin get nerfed? I assume it was before I started playing her in May Madness.
Yeah, it was. It was a while ago.
Oh, hey, would you look at that?
You also used to have
Kaelin there is the... Kaelin is there so I can promo
must have been
Kaelin.
stupid.
Yeah, it was.
Oh wait, I can't even promo Kaelin. Kaelin's already been promoed.
Yeah. Kaelin won a GP.
Kaelin is doing her best.
She's just here.
God damn. I should have
You
submitted
just hope you find
Phoenixes.
Globe.
Oh my god, I should have submitted
I mean-
Great
Phoenixes, but I
strategy.
won't do it.
Hey,
Wait,
I mean,
no,
it does
I got
work
it.
well with kernel quarantine actually, because if they play a bunch more creatures, you can bounce it. They get all their creatures back, but you just recast it.
and that also exiles Kalen.
Yeah, that exiles Kalen too.
That's true.
Yeah, but
Okay,
then
maybe
when they
that's a bit of
remove
a
it, you get
non-vote.
Kalen back.
How?
No. Why is
Figure
Kalen
it out.
here?
An actual point of synergy that I think could come up at some point is that you can use Kalen to bounce back your spiritual guidance and midnight dreary.
Yeah, I'm
when you
not
trigger
spending
them because they're only
2
one per
mana
turn.
for a 3
Yeah.
mana for a card draw and a life.
I mean, you might. What if you have nothing else to do?
Kalen can
It's a value engine.
If you like at that point, why won't you just activate Midnight Dreary or Spiritual Guidance? Like Spiritual Guidance
Costs
is only
more.
4 mana.
Well, because it's one
Well, I
per
guess
turn.
it's only once each turn. So
Yeah.
Kalen is a free way to just get extra cards sometimes if you're in a stalled out game state.
that's true, but
Kalen also is like protection.
it's probably more worth it to just run like
they run
another
enchantment
embodied
removal,
soul or kernel
they can-
quarantine or something.
Well, I agree. I'm just trying to think of reasons to run Kalen.
I'm just thinking.
But Kalen was the idea was that it's a 3 mana 5/5 with quotation marks, and it is a better clock than anything else I have access to.
That's fair.
I guess, but,
Actually, yeah. Oh wait, it can return the tokens from Midnight Dreary in order to beat down. That's one thing you can do with
It's
Caitlyn.
kind of bad.
Well,
you can return embodied soul if you want to reset it for some reason.
maybe if you want to protect it, I guess.
Well, yeah, actually, that makes more
But those
sense.
Kalens should probably be a Johnny's. I don't know why. It's not.
Johnny's like post nerf for Johnny.
Post nerf for Johnny is still decent.
It's still pretty good, yeah.
Okay, sure. Anyways,
Oops.
thanks. Yeah. Anything else you want to say before we move on? Next.
I should have submitted Phoenixes. Okay, bye.
I agree. Well, no, actually, yeah, I do agree because I don't want to see this deck because it's really slow. So I'm not. I don't want to commentate this deck.
Well, I mean, hopefully I win fast in my games, and I kind of have to commentate my games. So
Well, yeah, true. By the way, I really appreciate you commentating to get increasing the amount of content in the format.
It's awesome, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I have
We
like
also have
That explains nothing.
I think
we
I have
also
like
have-
7 videos recorded right now that I'm just too lazy to edit and like compile together. And it's just like a bunch of league games with like Phoenix and the script Zerat tempo deck that I built on the video. The Jeskai one with
Wait, do you
Wandering
actually manually edit your videos, or do you just like throw them into some sort of jump cut?
Oh, I like don't edit half of them at all. But like some of that, like for the Phoenix, but like there's some things that I want to like mute out sometimes. So
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
like if there's a ton of background noise or there's something I don't want people to hear, I just mute it out sometimes.
Yeah,
Like if you ever notice that in some of my videos, they're just random sections seemingly muted out, right?
understandable. I understand. You don't want to dock yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
There's
moving.
also-
Okay, anything else?
Requiem. I was just saying Requiem.
Okay,
is
yeah,
useful.
moving on.
This
So
is
It's Beans. We know what Beans is. It got Decklist like 5 times.
it's literally the same deck.
yeah,
Okay,
this is one of the 2 green elemental circle builds.
and also this
think
is a
this is
bad
the-
build. Because like this is the version I posted on Decklist, and I don't think it's a very good build. Like, they should have at least updated the build before submitting it themselves.
I think it's pretty good.
No, the problem
But
is that this
It's
thing
pretty
has.
slow though.
Okay, yeah, this
Like if
deck.
you don't have GC, it's kind of sketchy.
So this deck has no scam potential. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because
You should probably be running at least like I guess it has Orochi of the Cold Mist.
you're not scamming with that.
You could.
I mean, you can.
It doesn't seem great, but you can do it.
I guess it's tutorable off Jeffrey stages.
Yeah, like the whole-
I think that's the main thing. It's tutorable protection.
What?
Yeah.
Or it's
It can
terrible.
scam theoretically.
Yeah. So yeah, my
It
mentality
has
when
Performer of Growth, which is a good card.
like my
Yeah.
mentality when building this deck was that I was trying to build beans, so I wasn't thinking about scam. Even though I feel like this deck definitely could benefit from scam. Like there's lots of good scam options in blue.
Yeah, there's I think Gao actually in their 10 brews they had a blue skin deck with some blue spells, blue blink spells. There's like I think at least a few 1-mana blue blink
Yeah,
spells.
elaborate
Yeah,
transportation.
Elaborate Transportation is the famous one. They used a different one here, but that's a famous one.
Really, they're not running. Well, elaborate transportation can blink your opponent's things, and it's any permanent. So like it screws over other people's primary resurgences. That's the main thing I remember from
Let me just
Elaborate.
search that card for a second. Elaborate transformation it was?
Transportation. So it's like 1 blue, exile target permanent.
Okay, yeah, I
anyone
see
can confront that, and then return it.
But that's also just like 1 mana untap like Heart, if that's ever relevant in a deck.
It sure is.
Theoretically.
Oh wait, yeah, maybe Heart can just run this in the sideboard because again, it like just randomly blinking something can screw over a lot of decks. Wait, this is destroy tokens, right?
Yeah.
Wait, why am I not running this?
Nightmares Unseen? This is Nightmares Unseen as
It's only
worst
1 mana
nightmare.
destroy a token. It's like if you're doing that, you could also just play unsummon.
Well, no, like it's 1 mana. It's
Yeah,
like there's so much
also
upside.
Untaps Heart sometimes. That's the thing.
And it also it also lets you scam. Why am I not running this card?
I didn't even know this was a card.
Because I don't know if does it do things with the rest of your deck?
Yes, it does. Look. Okay, so
Scams.
Yeah,
it's a blink.
Yeah, it does. It works. It works.
Half your deck benefits from blink.
Yes.
Scams, it gets Jeffrey Stages, it blinks Ramsey,
it blinks Jeffrey's. Holy
Mantra, it blinks Outrider even.
What? Okay.
I think you're you have Outrider anyway.
Yeah.
No, but like it can push.
Outrider is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it can push White Outrider into lethal range if like you don't have enough stuff.
It also resets Vivian too.
Okay.
If you want to activate enough.
Well, it seems really good.
Now I kind of regret my GP submission. I should have tuned my deck more before
and Olpen Surveyor too in the sideboard. If you have board that in, yeah, that seems really good.
It also blinks Contra. Like my main thought with putting Orichi in a deck is that it synergizes really well with Contra.
Yeah, Contra is it Contra or Contra?
Who knows? I don't know. Do you know?
I'll just call it Contra.
I'm pretty sure it's Contra.
With Contra, like what does within Spirit the other card comes back, right? So if you go like Aerith into Contra, get back something, and then you blink the for example, I don't know, get back the blink spell even. You blink the Contra, and then it also resets your Aerith.
And then you just
it also
gets
you back another card.
No, you just use Contra to pick back up your blink spell, and now you're holding up a blink spell to chump.
And then the blink spell can also just blink Contra too.
Yeah, that's kind of what my version is doing.
Oh well.
The one I built as part of my Brews for MacGuffin is more of a just purely blink deck, and then me and TrueQ.
Oh yeah, the green white one. Didn't you also submit that one too for GP?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm pretty sure Toasty would have submitted that for a GP. Like,
yeah, I got absolutely destroyed by it in the one match I played against it.
Yeah, it has a really good matchup into the Phoenix deck. And at least the version that I was playing against then. But me and
I'm running pretty much the same version.
Tuning it in DMs a whole ton after TrueQ thought it was a really cool deck in the article, and so reached out to me and worked on it a whole bunch.
And I that are running Phoenix in the GP though, because it just got decklist pretty much last minute.
Okay, so we're talking a lot about cards that aren't in the deck. So as for deck itself, it has 0 scam potential, and it's like
has Resurgence and Ramsey and Outrider, so it has kind of the Ramhoof package, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean like it has the Ram and the hoof, not the rest of the deck. It does have the Ram and the hoof.
Is Jeffrey
Stages? Oh, actually,
So something.
Jeffrey Stages is a really good card.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, actually, Jeffrey Stages would have been a 1-card combo with Panya if it was still in its unnerfed state, because you tutor up Panya and then you can bounce itself.
I was thinking about that when ACT came out. I was looking at that for Panya, and then I realized Panya was only if it's not an extra turn.
Yeah.
But like the interaction is still really good. Well, when I played this deck in League,
it's also
90% of the time Jeffrey is fetching a Panya.
Yeah.
Which you flash in
really
a turn.
Good. I think that Jeffrey can bounce itself.
Can't bounce? Oh yeah, it can.
That's true.
I was surprised you weren't doing that in the game against me. It can bounce itself to just keep tutoring things.
It also tutors Aerith. I didn't realize that.
No, that was
tutors everything.
It was the main, like Aerith is the main draw. Well, no. So so my process when I was building this deck was I was looking at all the beans effects, and the only good ones in blue-green was Green Elemental Circle and Jeffrey Stages. So I put in Jeffrey Stages and then looked for all of the good things that I could fetch. And turns out they're
also within Midnight's Nexus as another kind of pseudo beans things. It just doubles your triggers.
Like it's bad in this deck at least.
I think people were brewing with it and found something pretty good. I'm not sure.
I don't think it got tuned enough to bring to the GP yet, though.
Yeah.
No. Like, I wanted to bring Mono Red Storm to the GP, but like I played 5 games with it all against good matchups, so I couldn't exactly. Well, I guess all except one were on good matchups. So I definitely didn't have enough tuning, and I also just copied one of Skagger's old sideboards, so definitely not enough tuning to bring that. So just had to bring Phoenix, but still a really cool deck.
So another thing that Jeffrey lets you do is play a bunch of sideboard silver bullets that can fetch. So in the sideboard we have Ocean against Storm decks.
And the Amulet of Loyalty.
Oh yeah, Amulet of Loyalty
or something.
Yeah, this card was
Fucking stupid card.
Yep.
Do people just like?
It's also super weird with priority rules too.
Are people ready to play this card? Like, do they not realize what the? I don't know if people are ready to play this card. Like the people who copy pasted the deck list.
You were not prepared.
Like, do they understand the rules for this?
You also have Killia the Saboteur, which like I don't remember what deck I was playing. I don't remember what deck I was playing, but I made. Wait, what deck was I playing?
Land Vomit,
I don't remember,
right?
but I was making like a bunch of tokens, and then Requiem just dropped Killia out of their hand. It wasn't even tutored, just straight out of their hand, and stopped yoink the tokens.
Yeah, that's
a really funny card.
It's a really funny card. Like it feels like a card that wrecks lots that should be really powerful, but it never does anything because I guess just people just never draw it or board it in. They just never draw it when it's good.
People aren't really playing tokens that much too. Like if we look at all these, like I think the only token cards were like Simul and Reckless Mutationist, and that's it. I guess Rocker's Frenzy too, and that's it.
Yeah, I think that like the main thing that I know Killia for was that it steals shifting land tokens. Back when shifting lands were actually good.
Yeah, no, I remember now. I was playing the ramp deck, and
shifting lands are good.
2 shifting lands, and Requiem just took them. That's what happened.
Well, no, like
that land vomit deck.
Like pre-shifting land nerf, they were even better.
That's true.
And like
how did shifting lands get nerfed?
So you used to be able to sack them at any time instead of having to be on.
Doesn't that just make them pretty much dual lands then?
No, they used to come into play, or the token used to come into play tapped, but you could sack it at any time. So what you would do is play a bunch of. So you would like just keep them uncracked and then play a card that triggers from landfall, and then you just crack all of them at the same time, and then you get a bunch of triggers from that.
I have an idea for a deck. What's that guy's name? The token doubler that makes the ideas. You can play them with shifting lands to get extra tokens, and then.
Someone was talking about that a little bit ago. It's a really funny idea. I'm really into it. It's really unfortunate that, like, I think the thing that kills it is the fact that you have to untap with him because you stack them during upkeep.
I think that's also something that's really bad.
We're way off topic. I think we should go back to
I agree. Deck. Okay, so anyways, blue green beans.
Deck. It's Decklist Siege as always.
Yes. Okay. It is it's another heart attack deck. I think it's heart attack. Is it?
It's running hearts. Yeah. It's running hearts, but
it's another Sultai heart attack deck, except it also has the Deathless Siege combo, which is pretty funny. I'll give it that.
Because Deathless Siege combo isn't bad in a control deck. Yeah. It stops you from dying.
Yeah. It gains a lot of life, essentially. Biohazard and stuff. A lot of 2-ofs. I thought this was like a, whatever his name is, first mate, the Simic first mate at first.
Stone Guy Holcomb. I was thinking about building a Holcomb deck with Against the Waves, but you're never doing Against the Waves is the problem.
Yeah, that is a big issue. I built that many times and it never worked. Maybe sometime.
You just never draw it.
I mean, I think it's more likely you just don't go all in on Against the Waves and you just happen to have 2 copies of it. Just play 2 copies of it in your regular Holcomb deck. There was a Holcomb deck a while ago that was like a
main deck and try and go off with Against the Waves that way. That's another option.
That's true. Anyways, this deck, it's pretty standard. I feel like it's a heart attack deck. I'll give it.
It's also running Deathless Siege, so that automatically gets it 5 chili peppers from me.
2 chili pepper.
I'll put 1 more chili pepper.
2 chili peppers because I don't want to commentate this game. Okay, so moving on. It's mono white.
This heat attack, yeah. Oh yeah, this is a deck that I definitely don't want to play against. So
isn't this a purple deck?
Yeah, this is Purple's
Well,
version.
it's a purple.
It's not exactly Purple's version. Me and Purple worked on it a little bit in DMs, but then I sent this version to Wende.
Well,
It's running the what's it called? The promise exaltation from EOW.
Yeah.
That card has ended up actually being surprisingly really good.
It's 5 mana though. That's the main thing.
I guess you're running
it's 5 mana, but
you can tutor it, and the thing is, it's a Chupacabra.
Yeah, you have Disciple of Faradia to tutor it. I think also you have Coronary. Yeah. Oh, this is a pools deck too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. It's a pools deck. You play Disciple of Faradia, which becomes a 4/4, and then you attack with it. Promise Exaltation either turns it really, really big, or exiles something, or gives it lifelink.
Do you run any rebels other than pools for Coronary War Color?
No, I've been I keep every now and then thinking like, oh, maybe I should run a 1-of rebel. It's never good. The big thing is you can just like, I always think of like, ooh, it'd be cool to have a toolbox. There aren't any good rebels. The only thing to do is just find another war color.
Yeah.
What to do is in my set is to add a bunch of good rebels so war color is good again.
It is good. It's a very good card.
Yeah, but it just tutors pools, and that's kind of boring.
I mean, that's good. Tutoring pools is really good. And also it finds a second war color, which is like not amazing, but it's not bad as a secondary mode.
Wait, what?
Anyways, this deck is pretty good. It also has Venerated Sanctity as a cool new 1-drop threat. This deck has been lacking in 1-drops. It has Chronicles, but a second one is really nice. It plays the new MDFC.
It's not using the good art for Chronicles.
One of my favorite cards. Subdue False Idols. I'm a big fan. Yeah, this deck is good. I'm a big fan of it. It lost its first round, sadly, against Jersey.
I just died because of Cal Shifeng, who, and then Event Horizon, Subdue False Idols, really good against Firebirds.
Yep.
Helena,
I think this deck is really good against you.
Yeah, this deck is just insane against me.
I do.
And I think
Priestess of Simplicity. I love Priestess of Simplicity.
Yeah, such a cool card, but it really hasn't found much of a home yet, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is the place. This is the place you played in.
Oh, 2 structured debates.
It was really good last month.
I don't like a bad Death and Taxes deck that's like similar to this, except without pools and with a bunch of other random niche cards. Most of them just hate on searching, so that like the idea is your opponent can't crack shock fetches or shrines, but that's not really worth it to be running.
I do appreciate
this deck is pretty good.
I do appreciate how this deck's running a bunch of Hate Bears main deck. Like that's a pretty confident thing to be doing.
That's actually what Hervor came up with. Hervor built a mono white pools deck, and then with just playing a million Hate Bears, and then I picked it up in League and got Decklist, and then Purple picked up my list, made it better, and then got Decklists.
Honestly, playing Hate Bear's main deck is probably worth it because of just how non-creature focused a lot of the decks in MSEM are.
Yeah. Also, Shifeng Hu is just an amazing card.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times this card has absolutely destroyed me. Every time I play against it, it time walks, and then it makes a bajillion power by ascending or transcending.
Yeah, exactly. It's really good.
Well, I'm going to give it 5 chilling peppers because it's technically a purple deck.
I'll give it 4 because it got deck lists.
Yeah, it is a purple and me and Hervor deck.
It's 1/3 purple, and that's good enough for me.
Indeed. It is. Purple made it better. Okay, next we have Zingy. Zingy, this is a really cool deck. It's ninjas, but now playing the buffed Herald of Oblivion, because now you can put it in with Monument to the
Monument. I built a Monument deck with Herald. That was just like Ink Summoner, Sukar, and this random 2-drop Guardian of Dusk. That's also just happens to be good with Life Loss.
But yeah, Ninjas has been like not a top tier deck, but a cool and good deck for a while, and it keeps coming up with cool new flavors. I built a bad Ninjas deck that was Ninja Ponza Souls that uses Endless Helpless Souls and Reprising Bard to flashback Souls in Ponza and also to bad things.
I remember you were talking about that deck.
Yeah, it's not good, but this is a good deck, I think. It's pretty cool at least.
So, Premissary tutors Jejun and Shinrei, and also pools.
Yeah, Premissary finding Shinrei has been good before, and the pools is the classic, and then Jejun is also the big thing, because tutoring Jejun is really good. It becomes a 6/6 lifelink haste that also makes Profane Emissary haste. You can attack for a lot, for 10, and then also, if you have pools, you can sack it to give Jejun flying and indestructible, which is very good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that seems really good, especially with the blood price too. Wait.
Yeah, you weren't there. That was that was the core of mono black pools way back in like last October or something like that.
I assume before pools got nerfed.
Yeah, it was before pools got nerfed. It was mono black deck. It was running Vein Drinker's Kabbalist as like Ragavan in black, but the treasures are tapped. So you put that into Emissary turn 2. Turn 3, you search for Jajin, and then use your 4 mana with the treasure to play Jajin, sacking the Kabbalist, and you attack for 10 lifelink.
Isn't it crazy to me that we have 2 worse Ragavans that each have like conditions that make them like way worse? I guess Kabbalist having the treasure enter tapped isn't as bad, but like we just have these Ragavans that are worse, and they both see play, and then you in canon you just have Ragavan. It has dash, it draws a card, and then the treasure's untapped. It's ridiculous.
Well, we don't
crazy.
And now it doesn't see play anymore because of Orcish Bowmasters.
Yep. Welcome. Yeah, this is why I like MSEM. You don't have to deal with grief scam. You just have to deal with 9 power. Like, at least that's manageable.
And it's going to get nerfed next month, right? Instead of 3 months after the set rotates out, or once the set goes out. I don't
play Modern, but I play Timeless, and like somehow every other game I play against Scam, and every game they have Grief Scam turn 1, and then turn 2 they like reanimate a Grief or something, and then hit me again.
Yeah.
The legacy experience.
So also it's...
and all the other games I just get show and telled on turn 2. So yeah, welcome to Timeless.
So it's also running Rattle Cage Terror from the new set. What does that thing do?
Yeah. It lets you revive a bunch of stuff, as well as being a 3/1.
It seems really expensive to revive a bunch of stuff with this.
Yeah, it is, but it goes further into the late game probably. Like if
it's just
you
an
want
engine.
it, you get back Herald too.
Yeah, it's an engine.
Huge.
It's 5 mana, bring it and something else back, which isn't like amazing, but it.
I mean,
gets
if
you
you're
things
against
back.
control
It
deck
is an engine.
and you have nothing to do, right? It's just nice to have it.
Right.
It's 4 mana to bring it back over and over again, like onto the battlefield, and it brings other things back too. I think it's a real card. I don't know if it will be top tier or anything, but I don't think it's bad. And
I think Ivan, maybe you honestly might like play this in some kind of graveyard-based control deck. Like that seems fine. You have something to do on your turn that also can get back like utility removal creatures, or even the Aberrant Apostle too.
That's an interesting thought. I don't know.
Why are you guys rating it 5? Okay, I'll give it 3 because I don't really like commentating ninjas, but I guess ninjas a cool enough deck.
I love ninjas. I think this deck's awesome.
Ninjas is cool. If you don't like ninjas,
okay. Next deck, we have Composed from Dreams deck again, but this time it's playing a card that I keep believing that this card is broken.
Chili Peppers, easy Composed from Dreams.
I really think this card is nuts.
Okay,
and I have for a while, which is Raytali. It's like a double Electromancer.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that card's actually really good. I'm not sure
and
why I haven't seen it before.
Free.
I just saw it, and then I'm like, wait, why have I never seen this card before? And then you also get it back.
Free. It's playing Stir the Pot to bring it back and also bring back Cramming Student and stuff like this.
This might just actually be really good in Mono Red Storm too.
I think it could be. Like I've been saying that for a bit. I think this card is really good, but I don't know. We'll see.
And then it's also you add mana equal to your Storm count on the flip side. Yeah. Like, is this not just insane in Storm?
That's what I've been saying. We'll see. It might not be.
Okay, so we could.
I am putting this in my Mono Red Storm deck, and I will be running it in League tomorrow probably. So we'll see.
So do you think this is?
Other than that, we also have Eldritch Egg to turn into like Composed from Dreams and stuff, which is pretty cute.
Wait, what
this deck is kind of cool. I like it.
Eldritch
It also plays Humble Archivist, and I love Humble Archivist. So.
Humble Archivist is cool. I was trying to build another pod deck, which was like a really silly version of Pod Watcher. It had like a completely different combo, and it actually just sucked. But I put Humble Archivist in because you can just like sack your mana dork, Humble Archivist, get back like what lurks beyond your selective reading, then keep going up the chain. It's like kind of like an Ancestral Council, or even kind of like a Songwriter if you have one in hand.
Cool. Interesting. Yeah.
That's cool. I like it. I'm a fan. And also shuffles away the fatigue.
Also, Composed from Dreams. Wait, are fatigues, do you own them or not?
You do, sadly. It would be awesome if you don't.
Yeah, maybe this. Well, I do like appreciate how Crush Castle is really trying really hard to make Composed from Dreams work, and maybe they finally cracked it with Raytali.
It's genuinely so awesome. I love seeing it.
Yeah, this is one of my
I
favorite
really
decks too.
I love
The problem-
Crassel's always bringing these weird decks.
Problem is, you'd like Cramming Student is pretty much like your only mass fatigue conjure option. Like, if you had just 8 copies of Cramming Student, this deck becomes like infinitely better, I think.
Definitely. It's also really funny that you can put all the cramming student under a Zealot.
Oh yeah.
That's like the main thing.
Or all
And then
the
you play
fatigues,
like
right?
a second
Maybe you play
thing.
what's it called?
Just draw
The
main cards.
Revelate, one of the sanctums
I think
that are
Crush
just
has tried
they're
that in the
all
past
1-mana
before.
artifacts with
Yeah, Crush has
archive
tried that in the
3.
past. Crush has tried it before. They're not
Did it
doing
work
right
out?
here, but
Probably not.
I play it in
No,
my
not really.
Wonderkind devising deck just as like it's really utility. You get to it's easier to find your Wonderkind devisings and
They're
like
cool.
you
I
also
like
get
those
to
cards.
protect them from your hand from hand hate.
Yeah,
It's really
cool.
good in that kind of deck. I might try and the problem is you really need to get Cramming Student, and if you don't have it, the deck is just so much worse.
Well, anyways, I'll give this deck like 4 chili peppers because I think it's getting closer to the deck actually popping off.
Well,
Next
I
we
mean, I
have,
want this deck to pop off like really bad. This is, yeah, I just love this deck.
Next we have Miss Maeve, who is
Wait.
new to the format. Just started building things. It was either today or yesterday.
Have they
Yeah,
tested this deck
yesterday.
before, or is this just like completely?
Yes.
This is the deck that she just built.
So it's
Yesterday.
like hot. It's hot off the
like,
presses.
offering a couple points.
Yeah,
it's pretty hot off the press. It is
Like
a
we
new
were helping
unearthed
them
deck.
build.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. It has cool things going on. It has Death's Widow, which is cool.
I
Leyline
think
Invoker, that
Yifeng
Anteater is
is-
awesome.
Yifeng actually seems really cool. I haven't seen this.
I
card
tried to
before.
build. I tried to build. This was like when I was first joining this format, like over 2 years ago now, when PAX came out, Punctuo came out. I tried to build Yifeng. It was bad, because I didn't know what I was doing. But I tried to build it with like Dead with Terror and all these things, and I kept trying to do it, and I tried to bring it back, and it wasn't good, and I kept being annoyed. And I hope it works this time because I really
Yeah,
want to see.
and
it
then
work.
also you have Splinter from BTB, and also it's not running the new Krypnar from TMI, I think it was. Or
Oh
was
yeah, maybe it should be. I forgot about that card.
There's also Leyline Invoker, which is also really cool, but
Yeah, the card's just great.
you're not really reanimating anything big though. So
What's?
I mean, yeah, but
Not
like
as
Leyline
fast.
Invoker has historically been good in like those kind
Yeah.
of like small.
Obviously, you
unearthed
can also
decks.
like get back your Yifengs if you want to get some more value. You have like keep milling. You have Ceaseless Stalker and Still Smoke Skirmisher. Cool.
So I'm
And then
looking
you
at the sideboard. Like, what's the operative sporties for it? Can they even cast that thing?
Operative
Yeah.
Sporty is just like
Sometimes.
a threat that's like since you're running a lot of black cards, right? It's gonna grow pretty big. It's a threat that like control decks
Okay,
are gonna
but
have to deal with. And
how
maybe
do you
time off
how do you get this
themselves.
thing into play? Because you can't unearth it, and
You cast it. You play Leyline Invoker, I guess.
like I don't think you want to go out of your way to fetch for this guy. Looking at the rest of your deck.
You do run 6 swamps. So is that like the correct Frank Karsten number? I don't think so, right? If you have triple pips, you need more.
I mean, maybe you're not trying to cast it on turn 3. Maybe you're trying to Leyline Invoker or cast it later. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems iffy, but like I don't know. Also, the
And then you
Titan
just have,
Snare
like,
is here
yeah.
again.
I feel like a lot of people are running Titan Snare now.
That's
with-
pretty funny. It's really
I
funny.
was going to like put Titan Snare and Artifact Hate in my sideboard, but I just forgot to because I didn't do it before round got pushed.
Anyways, I think this deck is cool. I'm happy to have a new face, and it looks
Yeah,
fun.
I'll give it
I'm gonna
like
put a
5
rat
chili
emoji
peppers.
for-
I'll give it 5
Yeah,
chili
Yeah,
peppers
I'll give it 5 too.
because I want to see the new player
I'm
on.
rating too many things 5s. I like too many decks.
Good.
Yeah. Same.
Thanks for being positive.
Decks make me happy. Next, we have Petra. Petra is back with another Teamer ramp deck.
They're really trying to make ramp work. I feel bad.
I mean, like it's fun. No, I like
Man.
that they're still doing it. It makes me happy, to be honest. I like
I mean,
Rova.
I think the Land Vomit deck I'm building is pretty good. You just need to improve it. I just didn't spend too much time tuning it because I don't really like playing
remember-
ramp that much. But
Remember when there was that Sparks of the Multiverse, that white card that makes a copy of all your tokens? Remember
Oh
when
yeah, that was like
Land
one
Vomit?
time where Land Vomit got revived, and it was nerfed before the next GP.
That was so gross. That was so gross.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have BTB with there's this 1 mana card that's either search for a basic or create a tap token of that's a copy of a token you control.
Well, no.
That seems super good. It's 1 green.
Well, no,
Yeah,
that's
seems really
shifting
good
lands.
Land Vomit.
that's not what so was it Open the Hive? Okay, so there's this card called Open the Hive. It's 3 mana one white. For each non-land token you control, create a token copy of it. But previously, pre-nerf, like it included lands. So
kind of like second harvest and cannon magic for.
Yeah, but it was 3 mana second harvest, and but it worked with your lands. So
Yeah.
it was so silly because you would do your shifting land things, and then you would crack your 3 shifting lands, and then on turn 3 you play it, make 3 more tokens, and then cast another one.
Yeah,
and make 6
like most important,
like
that.
That's kind of disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was so broken.
Oh, and the funny thing was, since it was doubling your number of tokens, sometimes cockroaches would just like freeze because you were creating too many tokens at the same time. Yeah.
I had that happen to me. Cockatrice crashed last GP when I was trying to middleware scribble because I had like 30 cards out.
Yeah, but anyway, so that was one time where.
Orange Orchard, actually. I'm just looking at cards. I was for each token you control. There's one card that's just like 2 tap. Choose a color, then either add one for each permanent you control with counters on it, or for each token you control.
Oh yeah, the orange Oracle.
That card. I don't know where it's good,
No,
but it looks cool.
Like I'm actually trying to build that card with Gal, but I can't figure out a good build for it.
You need 4 tokens to make it work.
Yeah,
so, if you can do that.
Card is probably just better.
Back to Petra.
Yeah, back to Petra.
We got the Petra classic of basic lands of different types.
Epic Encounter too.
Epic Encounter to find Secret
Elizabeth,
of course.
different lands, yeah.
And Helene.
They all look really good though. That's one thing that's
pretty.
Anyways.
They did not put in removal.
Yeah, they did not.
Well, yeah, this deck, I guess, like it can definitely go off because it's ramp, right? It's good old ramp, and sometimes you do get the early layer on alphas and just overwhelm the opponent. But like this deck's just it loses a lot of steam. It loses a lot of steam after all the nerfs that's taken.
Yeah, nerfs have definitely taken a their toll on this. I feel like there's definitely still good ways to build this deck. People haven't devoted the time to
because
re-energizing it.
Because there's
why Relic Corrosion and not Nature's Claim?
I don't know. I guess Petra likes Relic Corrosion.
You don't give them life, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're trying to just deal a bunch of damage with your Labyrinth Alphas and Petal Scatterers and
I think
this doesn't actually have the I forget how am I forgetting the name? I just looked at it like 20 minutes ago.
Scion of Flourishing?
Greenwood Outrider.
Oh yeah,
that one.
This deck no longer.
It's not in the deck, but like if you had it in the deck, you just burst them for a bunch of damage. So I don't think the life matters that much.
I agree. I think it's just people historically have run Relic Corrosion in places, so I think people just do it out of habit.
I think life does matter.
Also in this deck, it untaps all your lands if you cast it for 7, and it's also is a token. If you have any tokens,
I do think Rova is good. I still believe.
Yeah, but
it's a 4-mana 5/5 that buffs your board
by 2 if you have a second horror too.
Well, no, it's only once per turn.
Each turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I guess
if it wasn't, that would be broken.
Buffs your board by once each. Like it still buffs your board once each turn if you have a horror.
6/6 and stuff.
It is a horror. Wait, this.
I think it's good.
Attacks or enters. This is a Titan that's 4 mana and buffs your board for 1. Like.
Yeah, it's just a 5/5 that buffs your whole board and attacks and buffs it all.
And it also incidentally might gain you an insane amount of mana and give you flash if you play it for 7.
It gives you an extra turn.
I still don't think this card's great in this. I mean, I guess it's better than normal in this usual decks.
If it's good in this deck, but I feel like I was trying to build like a green mid-range deck, just playing it on curve, like after a dork on turn 1 into like a 3-drop into this. And I didn't finish getting there, like this into Sporty, into Rova and stuff like that. And I didn't finish making it work, but maybe I'll do it at some point. Anyways, this deck exists.
I'll give it 5 Chili Peppers because like it's like my pet deck. I've tried to make it work for so many.
I'll give
it 2 just because I've seen it a bunch.
We've seen a bunch. I've seen a bunch of ramp before. I've also
so much.
right when I joined, Ricky, you were recording all the ramp videos, so I watched all those. I also ramp got nerfed in May Madness, also right when I joined. So
yeah, and then ramp was never the same afterwards.
Untouched Wilds still seems really good.
Yeah,
Untouched Wild was so much better pre-nerf. Okay, anyways.
Wait, Untouched Wilds got nerfed?
Well, no, the cards surrounding it because the main cards that hit the Untouched Wild was the shifting lands.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also that other doubler that doubled your. So the second harvest. Allow. I forget. I'm
move
already
on.
forgetting its
Well,
name.
whatever. It's actually we can talk about the history of land vomit later on, but yeah, moving on.
Next, we have a mono black Egavavorous deck. This deck is pretty cool. I'm surprised it's not playing Dire Premonitions instead of Probeyond, because it's like Probeyond except it doesn't make you sacrifice a creature. It's just 1 mana, draw 2 cards.
It's also playing Rend.
Rend is
I
really
guess-
cool. I think this card is awesome.
Yeah, but like, how
I
are
really
you
wanna-
dealing the damage though? That's
With
the
Rend,
thing. Yeah, but if Rend like,
it's just
that's-
2 mana destroy
I
target
guess
creature.
it's fine. It's 2 mana kill anything, but we have
But it
pit
also has
blows.
other modes of you block with something and then you cast something and kill something. There's like many ways.
And then I guess it also has additional synergy because you have other cards in this deck that mill and discard, I believe. Also, Ambitious Necromancer. That's cool.
Oh yeah, that's the other
Men
thing
Impact
with Rend.
and Men in Pack.
Yeah.
Ambitious Necromancer, Men in Pack, and a Sack Outlet does stuff. It discards them for 2. Like, that's good.
There's also Devourer of Legacy, which is a really funny card.
Oh wait, Ambitious Necromancer is a spell. Oh, so that doesn't work.
Oh, you thought? I see. You thought it was better than it actually was.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still pretty good.
No,
Oh,
I thought it was
they're
like,
playing.
for some reason I thought it would trigger like when you cast it and it entered, and not just when you cast it. I don't know.
They're playing my Secret Lair of Seal the Tomb.
That's nice.
I should make a secret lair.
I think
I've
this deck's
already
pretty
like
cool.
I've custom arted multiple cards, but I like haven't compiled them or anything, and they're just random cards from the decks I was playing. So
This is pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Next we have
You need to give it a rating.
Silver Parabellum again.
They're on
I
Toka.
like
On Tuca.
Agavaris. I'll give it a 4, but like we've seen it with the whole Lifelink Herald thing.
Okay, so
Oh,
Tuca,
Tuca.
same deck?
Yeah, it's just Tuca, right? Stir the pot.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
know if
Tuca.
this was in the deck before.
Probably
But-
was.
It was not.
Oh, well.
Was it? Maybe. I don't actually remember.
It's good. It's 2 mana instant unearth that might also
Yeah,
deal them
I like
free
this card a
somehow.
lot.
It's good, but it's not
Um,
like a super. It's not like we completely revamped the deck or anything.
Yeah. No, I think this is just normal
It's pretty
Tuca.
much just the same deck as
Oh,
before,
they're running
right?
Hex.
And
It's
also,
just normal Tuca.
They're running Hexstone in the sideboard.
That's cool.
yeah, that's a good sideboard card. Haven't really seen it much
It
before
blows
this.
up tokens.
I'll give this one. I don't know what to give this. I'll give it a.
4 chili peppers. It's like fun to commentate, I guess.
Yeah, I'll give
give
it
it
4
2.
too.
I'm not.
Actually,
I don't really love this deck. It's like
thing about
cool, but
Tuca's
it's
like
fine.
we saw Tuca in like, wasn't it in a MacGuffin's Brew article too?
Yeah, a
People,
long time
like,
ago.
Yeah, no, I think that was right when I joined. That's why I remember
Yeah.
that, because I was looking at that deck for decks to play in like my first GP, and I just settled on Shadow since that was the deck I was playing in League. But I was definitely looking at those decks.
Yeah. So moving on.
It's Beans again. It's the same deck
It's the
as the
same deck.
Requiem.
It's the bad version.
Yeah, but people look at the one in
net
deck list. You should have gotten Decklist again to make people get the good one.
Yeah, I was too busy trying
No,
to.
but that means I won't be tied for number 1 in League anymore. Please.
I don't think we need to talk about it again. We
Yeah,
already talked about it.
let's move on.
Now,
Yeah.
here's a deck I love, which is a synergy that I was trying to look at a while ago, which is Valerie ramping into Kyoro. But this is a really cool deck because it's playing Mishka and stuff, because Hersey, of
Oh yeah,
course.
this deck was cool. Also, Neon Claw Knight is really good.
Neon Cloud Knight is such a nuts card. It's so amazing.
I agree.
But yeah, Sacrifice to Setar. This card is kind of a meme, I think, but it's pretty funny.
Ritual is also fun. It's 3 mana,
Yeah.
draw 3, but like if you hit 3 lands, yeah. But sometimes
It also
like,
triggers Valerie is the big thing.
yeah.
And this is a
it
Kyoro deck.
Valerie? Oh yeah, Kyoro. But-
Because you can ramp Valerie into Kyoro and cast one of your removal spells again, which I think is really strong.
Yeah.
Also, another kind of busted interaction is Brutalize into Valerie and stuff like that, or Valerie and Brutalize, and then if you have Valerie out when you cast Brutalize, it makes a 1/1 that then you block with, re-triggers Brutalize, they sack their other thing, make another 1/1 with Valerie.
Also, something interesting with
legitimately feels so
Valerie
broken
is
when I had it done.
you
to
can
me.
target it. It can like you can play a removal spell on itself to just get more 1/1s if there's nothing to remove. Like this is actually how I died in a game once. And then you can also obviously remove your own Sacrifice to Setar to get Mishka. right?
Yeah, that's the big thing. Is Fire Bloom is the new tech for that. Anyways, I think this deck is good. And I also think it's really fun. I really like this deck.
It's got
beaten me out before.
Decklist. Yeah, it was a really fun deck. It looks cool. I'll give it a 4 since it got deck lists.
I got wrecked by that deck. Also, it's a control deck, so I'm gaming it too because I do not like to
I
commentate
got
control
wrecked
decks.
by that deck, but like I don't remember what deck I was playing, so it's fine. If I was playing some random janky combo deck, that's understandable.
Okay, so moving on. Gao is playing a better version of the deck that made Decklist,
Yeah.
I think.
It's the one. It runs Daring Escapade instead.
Yeah, it actually runs
of the other
Scam
one.
instead of just Beans.
Yeah,
And
pretty much just the
slightly,
same deck except with Scam.
I think that like
looks
by
pretty
itself
similar.
makes it at least.
It's not playing the Outrider though.
Oh, they're not playing. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Never mind. Maybe it's.
I was trying it in my deck for a while and it didn't work just because 6 mana was so much. I kept not getting 6 mana. I kept being like, "Oh, it's 5 mana. It's my turn when I have 5 mana. I really need to have the Outrider here," and it didn't do it. So it was made me cry.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of.
I don't think it's bad now. It's just not broken like it was before.
I think
and
it
that's
was
sad.
way better when you would tutor her out with the GSCs, right?
Yeah.
That's also true.
And now you just can't really do that as much. Like I think GSCs are like fine in this deck because with GEC you can like with Beck in the Wild, some of them are mana value less, so you can increase X to draw a card. They also get like Aerith and your Evokers too.
Yeah,
It's really
but,
cool
like,
that Green Elemental Circle works with GSC. That's actually really awesome.
I don't.
And then in the sideboard, it's just normal stuff.
Vigor Breath Scourge?
Colleen bound
What
by
is
Light.
Vigor Breath
Interesting.
Scourge?
Wait, where is it?
When it enters with X+1/+1 counters, when it gets it devotion to green.
Wait,
It's
devotion to
It
green?
works with Green Elemental Circle. This is such a weird card. I love it.
Is it tutor? Oh, it's a tutor target for Aurora Hydra.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's legitimately awesome. I love it.
Yeah. I didn't realize that.
I'm gonna actually give another
You know what? Yeah,
green circle in my rating because that's cool.
I'll give it 5 chili peppers.
I'm giving it 1. I'm giving it 1 because I don't like GC.
That's
Actually,
fair.
I'll give it a 2 for having the devotion card.
Also, I love how they're also playing Amiab Loyalties in the sideboard.
I think everyone's just playing that card just to confuse their opponent so that they win. Or like,
It was just in the deck list.
yeah.
Well, no,
That
I'm
too.
pretty sure.
Epid,
I'm pretty sure Gal like.
playing that same
I'm,
deck.
I'm pretty sure Gal
It's
rebuilt the deck.
Epid is just another net deck GC. I think it's the exact
Yeah,
same
it's just the
list.
same one again.
You know what sucks?
Yep.
Like,
Everyone's just playing GC, like,
What-
and there's 36 copies, I think. If that doesn't say something, I think that's the highest copies. Yeah, that's the highest copies we've had, at least since I joined.
well, no, there is a good news, or there is a silver lining to all this, in that everyone copied the bad
Yeah,
GEC
everyone
deck.
copied the bad list. And also, it doesn't have scam, which means we're pretty unlikely to get scammed this GP.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Even
me and
though-
True Q are here for.
Okay, we have Joel, who's another new player. Just came in today, actually.
Ooh, it's Mono Red Devotion.
Yeah, I love seeing this. I give it 5 red fire emojis because I'm so glad that we have this back in the format, that people are playing this again. I was trying to bring it back with
Mono Red
Ninja Seer,
Devotion.
and then I
This
got
card's so-
tired of
this
it.
deck- Yeah, this deck is so cool.
Aros is an awesome card. I love Aros. It's so fun and good.
It's like,
I'm glad we have people playing Brazen Sacrilege again with Valkyrie Dissonant and Cinderhoof Minotaur. Like,
yeah,
I think this deserves to kill people.
yep.
I'm glad it's going to do that.
It's just so cool. And then it's also
Yeah.
like you can just like kill turn 3 or 4 with your super aggressive burn stuff, but you also have like slower mid-range plans too, with like
Yeah.
Oros, your emissaries.
Are they only running 2
kind of
copies of Prescience in the sideboard? I feel like you should be running 4 copies so they can fully board it into being a control deck.
You are a slower deck, so
Yeah, like they
agree,
should be running
but
4
yeah.
copies.
The Titan Snares. Yep. I also feel like maybe a little more Altazan because that card's really good.
Yeah.
Titan snares.
Yeah.
Yep. Lots of
Okay.
Titan snares.
Moving on, we have Caillou.
Oh, this
Caillou?
is Sultai Heart Attack.
Yep. No, it's not. It's actually the 4-color one. It's the same
Oh.
one from before, as like Scribble's deck. The one that they
And-
were talking about in deck building.
Yeah, and then Herzia apparently helped with the mana base. I remember that too.
Yeah. Well, 1 chili pepper because I don't like control decks.
I
Yeah,
will give it
I
2
don't-
hearts.
I don't like control decks either. What did I give Scribble? 1. Okay, I'll give this a 1 too then. I just I like combo decks, so I can't like control decks.
Okay.
Hmm.
Next we have me. It's me. This is green-white deck. So this one, me and TrueQ were talking about a bunch, and we're playing Duchess Odelia the 7th to find our Gex.
And does that? I guess that also. What else does that find? You also can get mana aesthetic and
It finds other dorks sometimes, but the big thing it finds is in our sideboard. It finds Caustic Caterpillar.
You're actually playing that. That's amazing.
Yeah, we're playing one copy to find with our Odelia to kill Titan Snares. We were playing
Honestly, I
4
think
Surveyors.
that's main deckable if you're tutoring it.
It could be, but it's kind of bad if
Is there literally no other
I
copy?
don't really want to
Is there like nothing better in this slot?
I mean, no,
there's-
actually, this is pretty good in this situation.
Is there like no other way?
we bring
one mana things that
One,
go.
it's nice to have one in. We have 2 more Odelias because in the green elemental circle mirrors, it's really nice to have 4 green elemental circles in the battlefield, or at least more than the opponent. Our reasoning was those are to outvalue the opponent. We also have Vivian the Sagittar, also for the outvaluing plan. We have Olten Surveyors to blow up opposing decks, and also Titan Snares and stuff like that. Aurora Hydras for the control, and then Event Horizon to kill whatever thing is necessary, basically, like Gex.
Yeah, this deck is really good. It absolutely crushed me the one game I played against it.
It's also really good into Phoenix.
You get like what 9 power turn 2 sometimes if you high roll.
Yeah, this seems really
It's
solid.
just ridiculous sometimes.
We use Captured Peltusk or Vile Progenitor, plus one of our blink spells to hopefully get out on turn 2 and get kind of explosive opening, and then follow it up with some Cosmonaut Pioneers, Scion of Flourishings. We have Contra of Old Magic, which is in the other deck too.
Yeah.
And it is able to buy back blink spells, do fun things like that.
Yeah, you can buy back the blink spell and then use the blink spell to blink Cantra, get back something else.
Get back
and
the thing you
get back
got with it.
Or like even get back another blink spell. Like if you have 2 blink spells, you can just kind of like re-trigger. I don't know.
It's also nice that if you have a clunky hand, sometimes you go turn 1 Dork, turn 2 Odelia, find and play a green elemental circle, and then turn 3 you contra the Odelia, blink it, find another green elemental circle, play it, draw a bunch of cards.
That sounds really
etc.,
powerful.
etc.
Yeah.
That seems really good. Yeah.
You just start getting a ton of value if necessary. Scion of Flourishing is to go over the top. I cut him because they weren't doing much, and then I had some really unfortunate games where I drew my entire deck and didn't have any way to win because I kept getting my things like interacted with and bounce and stuff. And sometimes Scion of Flourishing just kills them. It comes down, it does things, it gives your things trample and hits people. And you can blink it a bunch with some forests and also on repeat and stuff like that.
Right, you're not running the Ramsey package, so that's why you're not running Outrider instead, or you're running
We were
Scion
trying
instead of Outrider.
Outriders for a bit, and they were okay. They just kept coming down a little bit too late, and it ended up being more worth it to have the Scion, because you could often, instead of just playing the Outrider or something like that, or waiting for the Outrider, you could play it or play it and blink it, etc.
Also, Pale Tusk is a really cool card in this deck.
Yeah, that was the thing for bringing it. This was actually, I was just looking back earlier to see what my when I joined MSEM, and one of my first 20 messages in the server is talking about Pale Tusk and if I could blink it. And unfortunately I couldn't. I tried so many times and it was always bad. But now I finally found a place that we have redundancy to make it good. And I'm hoping that this works out because I'm a big fan of this deck.
Is Truk just on the same deck as you?
Yeah,
or is it different?
We workshopped it together.
All right.
Okay.
5 Pilly
I'll give
Peppers
them both.
because it's a better version of.
I don't know what to give this.
Yeah.
I would give it 1 because it's scam, but it's also cool scam, so I'll give it a 4.
Cool scam, as opposed to the
I don't know.
uncool scams.
Yeah, uncool scam is grief scam.
That's true. That's true.
Except when I'm doing the grief scamming, then it's I'm in the right and you're in the wrong.
True. Okay, yeah, TrueQ is on the exact same deck. Then we have Marina. Marina is on a lovely little kill scam with fire deck, just playing burn.
It's
Vinny
just
Night
burn.
Lovers is back. That's awesome to see.
Find Greater
it's just
Purpose,
burn.
also a card that I haven't really seen, but actually seems
Yeah.
really good.
It used to
got
see
it.
a lot of burn play. It hasn't in a while, but it used to see a lot, and it's nice to see it back. We have the classic, the Hot So's maneuver, Neon Cloud Knight, and like the Rocker's Gambit, Neon Cloud Knight stuff. So that's really cool.
No Brazen Sacrilege though for Rocker's Gambit, but
Unceasing Flames, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
oh wait, yeah, Unceasing Flames.
Unceasing Flame for raining like
Yeah,
lovers.
That's also the classic old burn stuff. Back when I first got into MSEM, I played paper MSEM for a while, and the burn deck there used many copies of Unceasing Flames that I printed out.
Who did you play Paper MSEM with? Just
My IRL friends.
I didn't know
That's
that
the
we
thing.
had
I don't-
IRL
I don't-
friends.
I
Some
don't
of us
like
do.
all of my IRL friends that played Magic quit like last year, so
Rip.
all alone now.
Maybe they would play more if they were actually playing custom instead of canon.
Well,
So
I mean, they
yeah.
also like a month after I built like an Urza Lord High Artificer deck, so maybe that's like a bit of my
that might
fault.
have a correlation, I think.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
like we were playing less for like as soon as the year started. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
We have Ren, who is just on normal heart attack. I'll
is
give
this
it
just
another
the heart
2
attack
hearts.
list from last GP? Oh no, it's not. 'cause
It's something
we won
similar.
Intrepid.
It's not exactly, but it is a similar thing. It's
Yeah.
once again just
One Intrepid,
heart
2
attack.
Gate of Realms seems weird. I still think
th-
Intrepid
yeah.
is really good.
No, they're
I
playing.
feel like it should be on more Intrepid,
They're playing 3 Beyond
Yeah.
All Horizons.
which is curious.
That thing,
card's kind of
no,
cool.
that thing fetches any lands, not just basics. So that's their
Oh,
other.
it's any land. That is cool.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
didn't,
I
notice
didn't
that, actually.
realize that either.
Yeah,
And it's also
pretty
just
cool.
a nice card to ramp out with Coalesce too. And
Yeah.
it can get Monument of Queens. So like first thing you get Heart, and then use Heart to ramp this out on 7. You get Monument of Queens, and like you just have some huge attacking or Nariba to just draw a ton of cards. That's cool.
I'll give it an extra heart because I think that Coalesce card is pretty cool.
Sure, I'll give it like 3 chili peppers
Give
instead
it
of 1.
4 because I may not like Heart Attack, but actually no, I'll give it a 3. I don't like Heart Attack, but it's running cool tech, so actually I forgot to rate the Burn deck. I'll give it a 5. I like Burn. Even though like
Ricky,
a
why
bunch
don't
of the
you tell
decks I
us
play have garbage
about
matchups into Burn. It's
this?
fine.
Okay, so I'm actually kind of sad about this because basically I was trying really hard to come up with a non blue green beans deck for a GP, but I just couldn't figure out anything else that I was just having trouble building anything else. So then I decided.
So you're
So like I decided. I was also like going out for something earlier today, so then I figured I might as well submit blue green beans just in case like I come back home super late and so I don't miss the GP. But then like while I was outside, I was thinking about the deck and thinking about all the improvements I could make, and then turns out I didn't get back home before the submission was locked. So now I just have to
So
play the bad
yeah.
version.
that kind of sucks. But
Yeah, so this
I mean you're playing blue green beans.
this thing doesn't have scam
Like-
potential, so I don't think I actually like.
I'm so glad this doesn't have scam potential. I don't want to get scammed.
Yeah, but like imagine if I actually like played the good version and beat up all the bad versions that copied from
No, that
Decklist.
would be funny if you like matched up in like all rounds against the bad versions and then just beat them with scam. That would be like super funny.
Yeah, but I mean this actually isn't the same as the version in Decklist because there's some slight improvements I made afterwards.
You cut some of the tutor targets
I
main
think
board.
we have what 6 people on just blue green beans,
The bad
which
version.
is too
Yeah,
many.
and then there are 6 people on blue green on blue Gek, and then 3 people on Gek Blink.
The good
There's
versions.
too many people. This is too many people. Like, do something about this, please. Like, before, I'd be like 3 people playing the same deck in a GP. That is crazy. They must have worked together to build it or something. Or it must be like
They
a net
often
deck
did, yeah.
that went 5-0 like 4 times. And then now we just have like 6 people.
Honestly, I kind of love it just because I wanted it to not be one of the times that a deck is super hyped up and then no one plays it. So I was trying to get people to
Against the
actively.
logs.
Well, that
Against the
deck
logs
got
was
banned
cool.
before. That deck got banned
Yeah,
before.
I mean,
GP.
it was winning turn 2.
Yeah, that's why I was saying like I was talking more about something like I can't remember what the cases of it are, but there's been many cases of a deck getting super hyped up, everyone tries to beat it, and then like 2 people bring it. So I'm glad like actually 9 people brought Gek decks because I mean, like, we'll actually get to see how it does, and like.
So Phoenix has a pretty good matchup into Gek, so I'm happy about that.
With scam or without scam?
Without scam, definitely. With scam, it's a lot sketchier. Like if I get scammed, I pretty much
like we had a really good matchup.
I didn't beat scam. I think I beat scam where they scammed a Vile Progenitor turn 2. I won against that with Phoenix, which is kind of crazy. But I ultra high rolled. Like I got 4 birds turn 3, and then I also had multiple unceasing wounds. Like
I'm assuming they
need to beat scam.
I'm assuming they also didn't get Ocean down.
What down?
Ocean from sideboard. Ocean, keeper of the show. That's my anti-storm.
No.
Hate.
And then the player I was playing was Nyx, and then Nyx thought my deck was cool, played it and 5-0'd with it. So yeah, that happened.
Also, I love how like the only reason I put in Army of Loyalties was because I thought the card was funny, and I realized that like it's a valid fetch target for Jeffrey, and there's like some Ram decks that probably hates against, and now
it's really fun. Also, Army of Loyalties is non-land permanent, so you can't snipe utility lands. I thought it was like maybe non-mana abilities, so you can't snipe utility lands, but.
Yeah, and now like now everyone copied
it. Crack people's fetches.
Well, you can.
Oh yeah, that was
you can't crack fetches anyways, even if it's dead land, because you can't sacrifice other people's permanents.
Oh, true.
So actually, I think this card's kind of bad because you can't sacrifice other people's permanents, and a lot of the decks that use activate abilities will have a sack cost. So, but hey, it randomly kills planeswalkers, so that's good.
Oh, Amethyst, Amethyst rejoined.
Oh. They left? When did they leave?
I don't know. Oh, sorry. They also said in deck building, Mina Plaxi list, let's go. I'm taking that as a sign of approval.
Well, that's probably a good sign. You know what?
I mean, Amethyst, they played like 2 GPs, and in one of them they went 3-1 and then dropped, and then the other one they got finals.
Yeah. And then me and Amethyst had been working on
broke the format and forced everyone to play against it. So I'll take that as a seal of approval.
Yeah. Me and Amethyst had been working on Mina and Plaxi lists in DMs for a while, and we could never find out how to make it like the best thing, how to make it work right. And
I made 3 Mina Plaxi lists, and Phoenix is probably just by far the best one. The other one was just kind of like a Jeskai, dirtled a lot, played a lot of cantrips. One was doing some Nightmares Unseen stuff, and I think it was Grixis. But yeah, and then obviously you have Phoenix.
Yeah, well, actually, so I'm going to give my own deck 3 Chili Peppers because I don't want to play the bad version, but I'm kind of forced to because it's past the resubmission date.
Skies is just on the same deck, right?
Yeah. Well,
I'll give you both Chili Peppers because there's 6 people playing it. Ricky, you are the person who invented the deck, so I'll give you a second one because everyone else has copied you.
Yeah, and my deck list is slightly unique in that I change 1 or 2 cards.
And you are the original person who got deck list with it, so
yeah.
At least you were just net decking it. Blue Villainy, I need to see this deck.
Dirty work done dirt cheap.
Salome? After the nerf, Salome?
It's still playable.
Yeah, it's still playable. It was just absurdly broken. I
just remember that it was absurdly broken, and then it got nerfed, and then no one played it. But what did it actually do? Actually, I can just Google it on Instigator.
So it used to have a lot more color pips, and then you can
2 blue, black, right?
Yeah.
When you cast your second spell each turn, you may activate a loyalty ability. Draw 2, untap 2 lands. That's the same. -2, exile an enchantment or creature from your graveyard until end of turn. You may cast that card and you may cast it as though it has flash. -4, destroy all creatures. So overall, way more busted.
It drew 2 cards. I was one of the people who noticed it right away and was like, wait, this is actually just busted in half. And then I didn't know what to do with it because I don't know how to build control decks very well. And then people played it and it was busted.
Pip 1 with it, right? And
yeah, Pip 1 and it wasn't close because that card was just cracked.
No, so the main thing that it did pre-nerf was that the static can activate during your opponent's turn, so you could play out Salome +1 untap, draw cards, and then on your opponent's turn, wrath them.
Speed board because exactly. Why not?
Yeah.
It was so nuts. It was legitimately so silly. But I think it's still pretty reasonable. Like, it's still a good card. It still
is an instant speed board wipe that draws you like.
No, not instant speed. It's still only on your turn now.
Oh wait, it's it's each of your turns. Not
It's
instant.
still though.
It's still like draw 2 cards into board wipe. Like that's not bad.
Yeah, it's still plus.
And then
It's still
sticks around.
Yeah, 6 mana. You plus it. You cast another thing, and then you board wipe. It sticks around. You've drawn cards. You're just in a nuts place.
Yeah, I think it's good. I remember seeing this card and I'm like, oh, why hasn't anyone played this? It seems really good. But also, what was how did the first version not get caught? Like, it seems so obviously broken.
It did.
Well, there was like some
People noticed
discussion.
it?
I guess there was like some discussion, but
it's not like
council's willing to print push cards just to see how, because like you can always nerf it afterwards, right?
Definitely not as much as Watsy, who will print Nadu for fun. Here we printed Nadu. I remember reading this because I was searching up stuff for like Boxhorn Club and stuff because I remember wanting to do the Nadu combo with Boxhorn Club. For those who don't know, it's a Shuko that costs 0 and gives menace. And I remember people talking about this one card that's like a 1 red mana, and it's a Nadu, except it puts a counter on itself, which that's a turn 2 win. So yeah, that card obviously got nerfed or changed before it even got released. So we hit Nadu before it was even designed. We can now say that.
Yeah, actually, plenty of stuff gets caught before a set gets submitted, or I mean, before a set gets added to the format.
Oh.
So we can thank council for that, I guess.
I mean, thankfully, Against the Logs got caught before GP. That probably would have sucked to play in a GP where it just probably would end up dominating if you didn't have the best hate cards.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about Cyber's deck.
Hi, Cyber, by the way.
Hello.
Yay, Cyber, you're here.
Cyber, talk about your deck.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, this is based on an old Pip shell. I want to say a Pip and Dr. Batman shell.
It's been a while since I've seen Dr. Batman.
From about
Dr.
a year ago.
Batman was playing Dead Man's Party.
So this is that Dead Man's Party bug villainy pile, but tweaked for the last year of cards. In particular, the notable new tech here, Anapraxia's Abandoned by the Gods, and Salome.
Is Banned by the Gods new? Let me double check.
It's TTR.
Oh, didn't realize that.
So it's essentially the same game plan as Villainy really always is, just splashing powerful blue, black, and green, black cards, recursion in the form of Whisperwood's Exploration, recursion in the form of Dead Man's Party, huge card advantage, and a powerful top-end board wipe in the form of Salome.
Really good that Dead Man's Party can also just get back your villainies, so you aren't as worried about them just dying, too.
Anapraxia's Endeavor here gives us game against Phoenixes in game 1, which is something I went into this GP very concerned about. You can tell how concerned I am because I have 4 Seal the Tomb, 4 Forbidden Treasure,
getting beaten by Phoenix 3 times in a row in League.
And a third Anapraxia's. Yeah, I lost to Phoenix, I think 4 times in a row in League.
Oh, wow, that's even worse than I thought.
Also knocked me out of the previous GP.
Wait, who was on Phoenix last week?
Sorry, not Phoenix. A different Unseizing Flame Spirit script deck. Knocked me out of last GP. I am tired of losing to Unseizing Flames. I am going up against Unseizing Flames round 1. We'll see how this goes.
Now you'll match against Burn, and you'll die to Unceasing Flames from that deck.
I am matched up against Burn. I am looking forward to it. It is always genuinely a delight to play against Marina's Burn decks. They're glorious.
It's so fun. You can Forbidden Treasure it.
Yeah, man.
I intend to.
Imagine bringing Forbidden Treasure in against Burn. Oh, at least you're.
I mean, you're definitely dying to Unceasing Flames. Tell us if it happens.
I appreciate that you're using the good art for Forbidden Treasure.
Of course. I would not consider doing otherwise. Oh, also notable in here, Salome's Intervention, also new tech. It's a little bit of extra life gain. It's an alternate win condition for when villainy is too hard to keep in play.
It seems pretty good against Burn, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, I've seen that card before. It's pretty cool. I like seeing it.
Okay, so Cyber, I'll give you like, I mean, it's a villainy deck, so and it's control-y, so I don't love it, but I'll give it 3 chili peppers. Maybe I'll watch it. I mean, villainy is at least more fun than watching Heart Attack.
Okay. Well, next we have a polymorph deck.
Well, we need to thank Cyber for joining. Oh well, they already left. Bye, Cyber.
I'll just
Bye, Cyber. Sorry.
I'll just give Cybers a 3 chili peppers. I don't really like control, but having Salome back is cool. Trumpik is on polymorph. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Zare is just the best polymorph target. Like people are talking a lot about Izag, but I think Zare is just better.
I definitely agree.
Well, the thing is, Zero like wins the game if you have any number of tokens around, and that's probably better for
Exactly.
a tempo you polymorph
Izag
top end.
can get you multiple 13-13s though. Like Izag gets you 2 13-13s.
Yeah,
Or,
but
well, I guess as many as you have copies in deck.
but does that?
Wait,
But
it's legendary.
Oh wait, no, never mind. It doesn't. So yeah, Izag sucks even than I thought. So
I don't think it's
Zare's
good.
just
People
way
kept
better.
saying it's good, and I don't agree. Yeah.
yeah,
I think
and
Zare's good. Retort Nonsense is kind of silly with the Sunrise lands.
are they?
Oh,
Oh, they're
yeah.
running retort nonsense. Okay, that's really cool.
Because you untap all your lands on their turn, so it doesn't.
Yeah, this
have
is just
much
like
of
a
downside.
flash deck. Like you would run Mabel if you didn't have Zare.
Yeah,
You could run Mabel.
This is the classic mono white flash tempo deck. Chumbigwe, I think that's even I don't actually remember. Chumbigwe.
I'm pretty sure this is a Gal deck. Gal's one who
It
put
is a Gal
it.
deck.
Yeah.
I was just saying, they've been working on this like bioluminescent display mono white tempo deck for a while, and it's cool to see it in this form now.
Yeah.
Bioluminescent display is a rude card. I really dislike playing against it. It makes me sad.
They're running Unright in the sideboard. What does that do? Kills attacker or blows something. Okay, that's cool, I guess. It's a strictly better
Hey,
disenchant.
I think I missed it. I saw that you guys were talking about decks, and this is my first GP that I'm in. I haven't even got to run a league. I just
Okay,
enjoy
yeah,
this
we already went over your deck, but if you want to like talk it some more, we can go back to it.
Yeah, I was just interested in the thoughts that they had here. I don't exactly know what 5 rats means, but like if there was any notes on it, I was just interested.
We're just memeing with the symbols.
Yeah, that's just a rat for Yay Fang.
Oh yeah, Afang seems like
I always
really
prefer
cool card.
to use a more specific emoji than a chili pepper. So I gave it 5 because I thought it was really fun, and I'm excited to see Yay Fang work, hopefully. And
Oh, all the
give it-
extra green circles. Okay, I see you. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a really cool deck. I just like the Skeleton. Unearth is cool. Your Fang is really cool. So hopefully it does well.
Yeah, hopefully it does. Oh wait, where is it? Oh, okay, I can't find your deck. But so, anyways, let me. Right, yeah, there you go.
up here.
There's part of me that wonders if Yefeng is better in like a more combo-y shell, where you're trying to use something like, oh god, like Sporky or Sporty to like cheat out a 7-drop or something. But I haven't had a lot of time to think about it.
I think people were working on like that, but like with the pod things instead. You like play Sporty and then a pod.
Oh yeah, Gal tried to make
big thing.
Gal tried to make like Sporty pod work, but then like pod hit another nerf, and then Gal kind of just gave up on it.
Yeah, I don't remember what the
Actually, I think it was Pensive Soundwriter got banned, and then Gal kind of just gave up on trying to make pod work because pod's gonna keep taking hits until it becomes a fair deck.
That makes sense.
Man, remember back when 8-sack was like at its full power? I really miss those times.
I don't like to think about that. Next we have Pipsqueak, who is on.
Did we finish talking about the previous guy?
deck?
Chumpeg, Polymorph. Okay, yeah,
I thought we did.
5 chili
We
peppers.
did.
Yeah, this is a really cool deck.
I gave 5 horses. I think the deck is cool. I feel like I'm gonna hate playing against it, but it has Zare.
Yeah, so
Which is a cool card.
Pipsqueak is on Phoenix. I think someone's very happy about this.
Hi.
Are you the one who's very happy about this?
Probably me and Amethyst.
Yeah,
and also
Amethyst is
maybe
also
other
happy.
people like Phoenix.
Is this the same list that you brought? It has data recovery, right?
No, it's Nix's list because it has data recovery.
Yeah.
I was going to add data recovery, but I like I said, I forgot to.
Wait, was Nyx? Yeah, Nyx. I guess Nyx forgot to resubmit, and that's why they're on the bad deck. The
Yeah.
deck that has.
We could have had 4 Phoenixes, which honestly, that's kind of crazy that a deck that I originally built got like even just 3 copies, or was it 2? No, it's only 2 right now. But like if Nyx had done it, it would be 3. And that would honestly be kind of crazy.
Yeah, the 3 Phoenixes holding it up against the 6 Beans guys. Well, I mean, you said
Yeah.
that Phoenix beats up on badly built Beans, right?
Yeah, if you don't get scammed, Phoenix just wins because you aren't really doing anything to disrupt them.
Okay, well, that's not a good sign for me. So,
Yeah, how
But like,
scary is Phoenix?
if you
It's my
Ultra
red
Surveyor
one.
me,
Ultra Surveyor sucks now.
that's not good.
Or Ultra
Yeah,
Surveyor
Ultra Surveyor
isn't great against Phoenix anymore because you can't shuffle their entire graveyard, and you kind of need to shuffle their entire graveyard if you want to. Oh well, there goes Engineer. Hopefully nothing bad happened to them. Anyways, Phoenix, did I give it 5 chili peppers last time? Okay, I did. Sure. Yeah, I'll also give this 5 chili peppers.
Oh yeah, they're a bit of a Xerox deck, so not blowing out the whole yard means that you're not doing enough.
Yeah. Also, like if they get multiple Spirit Scripts or like multiple of these Conjure cards into yard, like now you have to make a really tough decision about which ones to exile or which ones to shuffle back. And then if you shuffle them back, it doesn't even matter because yeah, they just get the cantrip, and then Against the Waves puts a bunch of them back in the graveyard, and then yeah. So then you probably want to run Sackbow instead because it's instant speed. But then now you need enough green mana to keep up Sackbow to exile all their cards when you need to, and then that's all.
Sackbow, like it seems like it's really good against it, but it actually isn't because you effectively force them to leave up the green mana, like making them waste a bunch of time on their turn. It's probably honestly better for you if they leave up Sackbow because you have all twin cons.
Unceasing Flames is one of the big things to worry about with this deck. Is that right?
It's one of them. Like there's like this deck has like 3 different angles of attack, so it doesn't get stopped by a single extraction.
You have 4 different main win cons. Firebirds, obviously. You have Unceasing Flames, Zerat, and Against the Waves can mill your opponent out, and this actually has happened to me multiple times on this deck, especially against control decks.
Because if Against the Waves and Unceasing Flames, am I supposed to bring in like the exposes against them?
No. I don't think like you're specifically meant to bring the exposes again. Like you definitely bring in Seal the Tombs against them, and then you hope that you draw enough Seal the Tombs.
Seal the Tomb, yeah. Seal the Tomb, Forbidden Treasure, Trauma Spike are the big ones.
And then
that's why you have multiple different win cons. Because if like obviously you probably want to run them anyway because scripts is good with them, but if you didn't have these, you would just die to Seal the Tomb or just 2 of them. Right now your opponent needs 4 pretty much to cut you off for winning.
Yeah. Oh, I goofed up my sideboard. I was trying to bring in one of the cards where you search every zone and then exile it so that you could just get all the way rid of those.
Yeah,
but
Seal the
I think I
Tomb.
put the wrong card in.
Wait, did you?
Seal the Tomb is.
I got Seal the Tomb and Expose mixed up.
Well, I mean, it's still fine, I guess. It's Exposed is still like it's still a sideboard card that does stuff.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Oh yeah, by the way, I was meaning to ask you, what was the idea behind putting Operative Sporty in the sideboard?
I heard that control shells were really strong here, and just getting a creature that if I can get them to stick, it just sticks.
Yeah.
Its ward is going to be a bit of a cost to get up. I kind of put this deck together in like 3 hours after learning about the format for the first time.
I mean, that's understandable. So you're like, do you actually have a way of getting Sporty onto the board other than just like fetching really aggressively?
Okay,
fetching
something
aggressively.
I do want to say that is related to what you said is that MSEM control shells are just actually better than pretty much everything else, and it kind of not everything else, but like the creature decks, a lot of the mid-range decks, even some of the aggro decks. Like sometimes, Amethyst joined.
Well, continue with your thoughts.
And like it feels like I think Ducky said this is creature decks have to work harder to do the same thing that non-creature decks can do more easily, and that just is a feel bad.
Yeah, but at the same time, like nobody actually tries. Like hardly anyone actually plays control decks unless it's a GP. So there's like a lack of oversaturation, which leads to control decks not getting as much hate, or not like the strong control cards not getting as much scrutiny.
I'm kind of biased against control because I just don't like it as much as an archetype. But
yeah,
like you had Dreamsight 8-side in this format. How long was that in the format?
For 1 month.
If it was long.
And actually, technically,
1 month.
Actually, it's still like two months. Like it got hit with 1 nerf, and then it got killed in the next
I'm surprised Dream Sight Well like existed at all. 2 mana draw 5 at instant speed.
It's not instant speed.
Oh wait, it's a sorcery.
Yeah, it's a sorcery, and it also required you to have.
2 mana draw 5. Like.
Yeah, but it required you to have 140 cards in your deck. Like that's a huge deck building cost.
Wait, how many? I thought you only run like what?
So Dreamsight Well was
140.
well, most Dreamsight Well decks.
Yeah, you have to have at least 100 cards in deck for it to work, right? So you run safely above that number. But like Fire Weaver is still played. Like it's not.
Yeah.
If you look at Hearthstone, Prince Renathal was absolutely busted and still sees a ton of play. Like
that card is so nuts.
Yeah,
I mean to be
like I literally just bought a Nazria pack just specifically to get Renathal, but that's kind of off. We're getting off topic.
I mean we.
I'm sorry.
If
let's just finish this up. We have only a couple left.
okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so where
we have Splash Cat, who's on the exact same heart attack from last GP.
Okay, cool. We can just begin the purge. Is that also from last GP?
No, it's not. So it's the same, but with a different
All
sideboard.
creatures that aren't okay, so that's their anti-scam piece. In that it wipes the board after it wipes the Vol Progenitor after they get scammed.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
All right,
Pretty
sure.
cool.
Otherwise,
Cool
it's normal, so I'll just give it 1 chili pepper because it's heart attack.
Yeah, I'm also giving it 1 chili pepper. Oh wait, I forgot to give chili peppers to Pip. Let me just do that.
Okay, and then Froggy is on the good Gek decks.
Froggy is on, yeah, though I sent that one to Froggy because Froggy asked for a list like 20 minutes before the deadline, so I decided to give that.
You know, like I feel like less people would be on Gek this GP if some other decks made it to deck lists instead of just
Phoenix made it to deck lists.
I had a super spicy one, but I can't make it to this GP because I'm not sure if I can commit.
unfortunate. Is
Yeah.
it Gek related?
Oh no, not at all. It is Grixis.
Is it Flaxy and Mina?
Nope. Although I was considering it for a time. It runs like 2 Mina, but it's not the center. It runs 4 fallback plan. So
Yeah, that card is nuts. I'm surprised it doesn't see more play.
fallback plan and Anthus Accomplice both.
You draw a card. Okay, so it's a tutor. Sure.
Yeah, fallback
It's
plan
like
and
Profane. It's like Profane Tutor, but it's 1 mana and it also triggers off cantrips.
yeah, but on
like-
the other hand, it's a little slower if you don't enter.
It's pretty easy to turn on turn 2 if you play turn 1. Like you can just like double loot, double rummage.
Although you never want to turn it on turn 2. You just because
Yeah.
if you're casting stuff turn 2, you're never going to use it till turn 3 anyways. It's just 1 mana Profane Tutor, which is good.
I mean, it's like even in just
Like when I'm goldfishing with this list, it's like so common just to be like turn 1 fallback plan, turn 2 hold up mana, Cosmic Sinkhole your play, Creative Salvage, pitch Small Luxuries, and like turn 3 just I have fallback plan, I have card advantage, I countered your play.
yeah. People can just be nuts like that.
What do you tutor with it?
It depends. Just it's
Are you,
like a very.
are you just like mid-range
thing.
tutoring or are you combo tutoring?
And it depends on which multiple.
So I played fallback plan in one deck, and it was Self-Mill Herald. And in that deck, it is absolutely busted because you pretty much only have 4 tutor targets, and those are Herald, Butterfly Rebellion, Nightmares Unseen, and
Actually,
sometimes Against the Waves if you really need, or like in really niche situations, but mostly just the first 3, or like I guess Zerat and Rini too.
Okay. But my favorite
Yeah.
deck by far right now is Grixis from Out of the Tombs. It's so fun.
What's from Out of the Tombs? I'll go look at it.
This is one of the most fun decks I've had brewing. But like, I just don't like doing things that are weak to hate, even if no one's playing Grave Hate.
Wait, what card? What card are you talking about?
I'm sorry, Descend Upon the Tomb. My bad,
Descend
I forgot the name.
upon the team. Oh, it's the card from Rebio that got changed.
Yeah, okay, so
Oh yeah, that's the one you were sending that in my DMs that before.
Yeah.
The one
I
we were
said
talking
this
about that was super cool.
working a lot, but it's so cool because you play,
That's actually awesome.
Wait,
and then you play
this card actually seems insane.
Yeah, so you play fallback plan, right? And then you play 2 draw 2s like Gift of the Phoenix, pitching all your targets, and then you grab the Descend with the fallback.
Like you can also just turn 3, double loot,
Yeah.
discard like a ton of cards, and then get back so much
Okay,
stuff.
but what are you getting
Yeah,
back?
I completely forgot about that, but it seemed awesome.
What are you
when you
getting
sent
back?
it.
You're getting back, like, I mean, normal unearthed target. Depends on if you want to play this as unearthed or like a dedicated descent upon the tomb
but
deck.
doesn't the unearthed targets kind of suck now?
Yeah, unearthed targets are not great right now. I've unironically been doing tracks and model stuff, but remember, you're also a Spellslinger deck, so you can unearth any cool Spellslinger cards. You could probably fit Phoenix in there if you want. But yeah, obviously the main one is just going to be Dreadwood Terror. But yeah, you can just get 2 of these Deadwood Terror. You could just get 2 of these turn 3 because it's funny.
That's troll power.
You just have 6 Deadwood Terrors turn 3. It's like, what are you doing about this?
You can also you can also unearth Plaxi if you're playing that, which is
I
something.
feel like that's a
interesting.
waste because like Plaxi already had its build.
You think it's a waste? It is. I've done this so many times. It's actually a trap to set up the free cast because you want to unearth it so that you can creative salvage right afterwards. Yeah.
How does
it's a pretty common play pattern to be like turn 1 pitch Plaxi, turn 2 unearth it.
Oh, it's an instant.
And then salvage on your opponent's turn, draw 4.
Plaxi is kind of like if you have Plaxi is not as good as in Phoenix or the deck that I'm running specifically because you don't have as many instants. Same with Mina. Like they're still absolutely insane if they stick a turn,
Yeah,
but
so this is
Mina multiple turns. But
this
like
also plays both. Like Grixis Unearth is Grixis. The problem with Plaxi is actually that like you never actually set it up. It's quite funny that like the free cast is the flavor text, and the important part is that it's an unearthed target, which is not how this card normally works, but it is how it works here.
That seems cool.
that's pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we getting anyone in here? Who's that? I can't see
Neon.
because Discord's like doing the anti-docs thing.
I would recommend trying this out. It is some of the most fun I've had goldfishing. And then there's I've been trying the new 3-drop Igmel, like
fervent. No wait, stirring Igmel.
Yeah, I've been trying that. It seems okay in this list. There's a lot of stuff, but like also you play 4 small luxuries, so you never run out of cards. You know, it's a fun time.
And I assume you also run Anthus Accomplice with the small luxuries.
I run this card in every deck. The Anthus Accomplice is nuts.
It's so nuts. It's such an absurd card.
People.
Yeah, neon blue.
If that it's not in like half the deck lists because it would be worth it. Okay. Yep.
Something also interesting is I think there's a better way to build Phoenix, as weird as that sounds, because if you just run more instants, suddenly you're playing.
It's very easy to be like, I'm a Mina deck, and then like actually kind of fail.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't even know if Phoenix wants to run Mina. Like the only reason you really run it is because it lets you turn to Phoenix. Like if it weren't for that, I don't think you run it.
I don't know if you're supposed to run Phoenix, Mina in that deck. I mean, the only thing.
All right, guys.
I'm
running into some computer issues, so I think we should just end the stream. At least now. I mean, we're already done with all the decks, so.
I should also go to sleep. I just realized it's 1 o'clock.
If Neon, if you tried to join us to talk, I'm sorry we couldn't get to you. You're still muted right now, so I don't know if you actually did, but.
I was trying to see if you wanted to play our game.
Oh, what? That was why you joined?
Yeah.
Oh. Well,